Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paige and this is Life on Earth. Tonight's general tarot card reading is going to be for the collective and or whoever is meant to hear this message. So I'm going to shuffle the cards and I will see you inside the reading. What's up, guys? So glad that one of my tarot decks is intact after that wild storm the past few months brought along with it, type of thing. Excited to do this reading today. I feel like there's a lot of interesting energy that's been just starting to settle in a way. Page of Swords just popped out upright. All right, let's see here. Yep, overall. Past. Present. Lesson. Challenge. Superpower. Future. Influences. Support. Spirit's message. All right, let's do the damn thing. I feel like there might be an aspect to your personality especially that may feel like it always has to be on the defense or has to protect itself in some way. I mean, you can think about it like this, like the personality aspect part of you, the part that you're showing to the world is kind of the part of you that is the result of inner wounds, trauma, things like that. Or just simply experiences that have molded you. Doesn't have to be trauma, right? But when it comes to this, Five of Swords, I just feel like this is a 222. I feel like this is a more wounded piece of who you are that carries around this. We'll figure out more in a little bit. In the past here, we have the Death card. So just moving forward into the present with the Page of Swords in reverse, that was the card that popped out in the beginning. I feel like what's going on here is something was laid to rest in the past. We can go into nonlinear aspects in a way in a little bit, but in the past there was some kind of thing that you laid to rest, and in the present it's having this effect, which is like keeping you from experiencing new ways of handling these inner wounds, which leads me to believe that perhaps this was something that you thought you put to rest. Maybe there's a part of you that did let something come to an end, but it wasn't the full picture or enough to even change your entire personality. Like, you could see parts of yourself that are healing or changing, but I feel like there's still something that's so wish I had my other decks to get more information. Let's just move forward, see what we get here. In your what the divine is currently trying to teach you, we have the Strength card. So no matter which way you kind of put it, this is some kind of, and I feel like the past is also tied to the lesson. Like, it's something of using your strength and your ability to move past a certain level of what you thought was possible, be expansive, be more present, all these other things, move past the feeling of just paying attention to your own feelings and kind of be able to pay attention to your feelings as well as paying attention to the whole situation, the whole system going on around you, right? In the challenge, we have the Ace of Cups. So I feel like whatever part of you that's been unable to or has been shut down in a way, when it comes to perspectives and looking at things in a more expansive and bigger way, which is what the spirit wants you to kind of be able to do, be more expansive. The challenge is having something to do with either being closed off emotionally, or relating every experience you have to some kind of experience in the past, which we were talking about, old wounds and how they kind of surface into your personality, uh, at play here, because it's like, you may think that, like, we're humans, we're always growing, we're always evolving, that's why we're here on this planet, to grow and to change and to learn, whatever. You may think for a while that you have everything figured out because you've solved this big mystery in one zoomed in aspect of or area of your life. But it's really like, what it comes down to is like kind of, and at the end of the day, like, I feel that, like, tuning into your heart is one of the more important aspects. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I feel like when it comes to the heart, we all have this, what do they say? The heart has language that language does not know, type of thing. And we all kind of have our own heart language, and we all kind of, if we like let that move into the personality aspect and move into what makes us strong, and what move it into why we're even putting things to rest and ending things, we're going to kind of see from a more expansive perspective, right? So as far as your superpower that you may or may not be aware of, we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. This is just coming to mind. I feel like if you're having a hard time working with other people, this is going to be a superpower of yours right now, because you're going to be able to, there's going to be a key in there. There's going to be a key to understanding why it is that you're kind of not as anchored as you could be in the reality that you want to be in right now. In the future, we have the King of Wands. No, the first thing that came to mind is love. You don't have to necessarily look at it like that. But when I see the King of Wands here in this energy, the first thing I'm getting is that whatever is being pinpointed here or zoomed in about for you to focus on, right? I feel like there's some kind of energy moving into your life, or that's already there, that kind of has been observing you, kind of knows what you're about, and kind of sorry, I got a phone call. So what I was saying is, I feel like there's this energy that's kind of been here all along, that's been observing you, kind of knows what you're about, and kind of might be moving in to kind of surprise you, to kind of show you a side of themselves, or a side of themselves, or a side of them may be revealed, and it kind of may even act as like a mirror for you, or they could simply be coming in with a more grounded and unique and kind of visionary type of perspective, in which you guys you may learn a lot from, and this person and you could, I don't know, have a great time. Let's move into the influences. So we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like this may be pointing to a part of your life where you're lacking stability. And obviously this is going to be about the finances in particular. It's funny because, like, in the past, it was like, I don't know, like 8 or 9 years ago at this point that I started studying tarot, getting into watching tarot online, stuff like that. Well, that was more recent, but when it came to the financial aspect of whatever reading I was watching or whatever, I would always just like kind of like, my eyes would just kind of like glaze over and just kind of like, just I wouldn't even process, didn't care about it, didn't fucking whatever. And that's because I've always had this terrible relationship with money, with financial stability or financial whatever. I've just always had a really bad relationship with it, and I can get into the details as to why, but I'm not going to do that right now. I will tell you that there was a house that was built for me when I was 8 years old that was supposed to be put into my name when I was 21, and I went throughout like a lot of my childhood believing that I had my house and I was set, you know, then it was taken away from me when I was 16. So, you know, it's like when it comes to, you know, and I always just thought I was like, you know, I didn't do good in school, and I was like always thinking that I was going to be making a career out of my screenplays or my music or whatever, acting, right, like whatever it was. And it kind of was just not only like not a rational way to go about actually getting to that point, dropping out of school and shit, but it was like also like, you know, it's just, I'm just trying not to give too many details about that. It's just, it's, you gotta make sure that you have a healthy relationship with finances. So, why I feel like this is here and the influences is because, you know, when that relationship is off, when any type of relationship is off in your life, like how you do one relationship is how you do all relationships. So if that's off, that's going to influence everything. So that's just something to be mindful about. Moving forward, into where to go to for support, we have the Page of Wands in reverse. So, like, the Page of Wands in reverse is possibly, they get too ahead of themselves. They may be immature. They may even kind of be like, I'm just getting this as a wannabe because, the Wands is like all about like creativity and stuff like that. So in reverse, it's kind of like, so where to go to for support? I don't know. Let's get another card for this beat. Judgment in reverse. The only thing I'm really getting from this is that you may be your own worst critic, so kind of leaning in toward whatever part about yourself that you hate or don't like or find to be humiliating or embarrassing. It may not be the best time to kind of rely solely on yourself for judgment or for support. Kind of meaning maybe Spirit's kind of saying like, well, Spirit's saying we have the Six of Cups here in Spirit's advice, but I feel like Spirit's kind of saying like branch out, let your trust in others. Can you see these like two little kids like sharing this cup here with the flower in it? This talks about like childhood and stuff like that, and I feel like just like bridging certain gaps in your adult life. 1 second. Let's just get a little bit more information before we close this reading. I feel like there's a little bit more to say here. Nobody's supposed to be here. 555. Spirit, what else can you say about this not relying solely on themselves for support at this time? And what does the childhood have to do with this? Okay, we'll get 3 cards. Actually, we'll just take the 1. We have the 5 of Cups in reverse, so this is just telling me that the reason why you're going to want to branch out and take other people's perspectives, I always take things with a grain of salt. This is all about balance. I feel like this whole reading is about balance, but is because, like we were saying earlier, like there's a part of you that's just kind of like not broken, but kind of broken right now. And it's having to do with your perspective, and it's having to do with something that maybe something did come to a full end in the past. But we have to keep in mind that like nothing ever truly ends. It's not that black and white. Things transform. And they are inspired by and influenced by other things, and everything is kind of this like constant recycling, what's the word? Yeah. Reinventing, reincarnating, kind of like this big dance. And it's never going to be as black and white as you may think it is. It's true. All right, guys, I'm probably going to do a little bit more. I may do another reading tonight. I feel like this one was a little bit robotic, but, you know. I love you. Good night.